The art behind me is from an amazing artist named Adrian Armstrong.
Hi guys, we are back with another video. In this one, we wanted it to be focused on 10 ways to make connections in any field. Now keep in mind, we're both filmmakers, we're both in the filmmaking space, so we may make references that have to do with filmmaking and entertainment, but we believe that these 10 things can be applied to any field.
Number 1, find different groups to be a part of, whether they're online or in person. So for example, I'm a part of several Facebook groups that are specifically for editors. Some are for POC editors and Black editors, and some are for any type of editor. And so I go into those groups and I connect with the different people. I see job posts and I meet a bunch of editors in LA and all over the world.
I feel like a lot of people try to dismiss Facebook or, try to act like, Facebook is a thing of the past. But the truth is you can find a group on Facebook for anything. So I would recommend, if you are really trying to connect with people, if you are really trying to get to know people and get to know what's happening, Facebook is a really great tool to have to do that. So don't sleep on Facebook because you might be missing out on opportunities. In fact, you probably are. Yep, I also found my cat on Facebook, so.
Number 2 is find a mentor or find someone you can shadow.
Now, I think that finding a mentor is a little bit more difficult, but I'll let you tell your story. That's just my experience as someone who is still looking for a mentor.
Finding a mentor might not be the easiest thing to do, but you can put yourself in situations and environments to build relationships, which will then help lead to you finding a mentor.
That's true. Even
before I got to LA, I found a mentor because I was in this Zoom workshop for editors, and we met everybody, and the facilitator wanted to connect people and build a mentor-mentee relationship for editors. And so that was my first time attending the event, and then afterwards I was able to connect with a mentor, and she's been very vital to my LA journey. But even if you don't have a mentor, you can also reach out to people. Whatever field you're interested in, look for people in that field that you admire and reach out to them and ask them out for coffee, ask them out for lunch. Most people like to be complimented and get excited when people say that they like their work.
The number 3 way to make a connection in any field is reach out to people you admire, which Fumi kind of talked about, and message them. So whether that be on their website or their social, reach out to people that you admire in your field, maybe even work in the same building. Reach out to them, let them know about your existence, let them know why you're reaching out, to also come up with a question, come up with a talking point, whether it be like, if you're a researcher and you're like, I saw your article about A, B, and C, or I read this, or I'm interested in this and I think that you might have the expertise. Or if you want to shadow, or if you're looking for a mentor, don't be afraid to reach out to people that you admire, because people are people. Naturally, people want to talk about themselves. Naturally, if they're a good person, they want to share information and knowledge to others. So don't be afraid to reach out. Okay, number 4 is networking. So when you go to events, you have got to figure out how to small talk. Let me tell y'all something. I was just at an event the other day. I failed, okay? It is a work in progress, but you have got to figure out how to have small talk, how to have conversations with people, how to listen, and be able to come up with a question or an interesting thing to follow up with to continue the conversation. Networking is a skill I have not yet mastered. I have not mastered it, but I'm working on it.
And I usually compliment the person if I know who they are beforehand, but they don't know me. I'll say, oh, I like your work, or oh, if I don't really know them, I like your shoes. It depends.
What if their shoes aren't nice then?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You gotta feel it out. I just try to think of something as like an icebreaker. You ask them a question, an open-ended question, not a question that will have like a yes or no answer. just ask a question that will make them talk. And then, you know, once they're talking, you naturally start to warm up, and then they ask you a question. And da, 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 da.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, networking is really a skill. Fumi just gave you great tips, but honestly, it was our number 4, but it should have been our number 1. But these are not in any particular order, you know? Okay, so number 5, coworkers. Now, since being in LA, I have had a myriad of jobs. I have worked at Starbucks. I currently work at a yoga studio. I have worked at different nonprofit organizations. You never know who your coworkers are. You never know who your coworkers know. And the fact that you work together, whether that be every day or multiple days, coworkers can be your first friends and the best people to get to know when you first move out here. I'm just telling you, talk to them people you work with. It could change your life. Might not, but it could. Next one is people you know outside of LA. Number 6, people you know outside of LA. So let me tell y'all, when I first moved to LA, I knew no one. My dance sister in Austin had a line sister who lived out here in Los Angeles. And her line sister and her line sister's roommate became my first friends. So you never know who might know people in the industry you're interested in, or the city you're interested in, or what have you. I did not expect to have so many people help to support me, and I have met quite a few friends here from people that I have known elsewhere. So at least when it comes to LA, talk to the people you know, talk to the people you trust, because you never know who is in your circle that's connected to others.
Number 7 is to attend events in your field. So that includes, networking events, workshops, seminars, conferences, parties. Go to these events and just talk to people, warm up to people, have small talk.
Just have conversation with people. Everything doesn't have to be about business, because you're gonna want connections that are not just about opportunities. You know, everything doesn't have to be an opportunity. Sometimes you could just be talking to people just to talk, or just to gain knowledge, or just to make a new friend, or just to make a connection. Everything doesn't have to be like, what can I gain from this person? What can I gain from this person? I mean, we're all people.
And sometimes when you go in with that energy of what can I gain, it comes across as very desperate, and that can be a turnoff. Mm-hmm. And so it's good to be hungry and want to move upwards in your career, but just be mindful and just remember we're all humans.
Yep. People just want to be treated like a human, no matter their status. That's what I've learned. No matter their status, no matter their job, no matter what you think they can do for you, people literally just want to be talked to like normal. What you getting your coffee today? Almond milk? I like soy. Regular conversation.
And when you go to these events, it might be helpful to set a goal. So for instance, you could say,
we tried to do that.
Oh, we did that?
At the array event. Remember, we're going to talk to at least 3 people, but we ended up talking to like everybody. But yeah.
Yes, we need to talk more about that. So like say, set a goal that you're going to talk to 3 people. And so that's a small number. Don't say like 20 people, start small. And then when you pass up 3 people, you'll be very proud of yourself. And so for instance, we went to an Array event recently. It was a Netflix and Array Crew event. And what is Array?
Array is the production company owned by Ava DuVernay. And so her company started a sub under Array, which is called Array Crew. And it's a platform that you can sign up for free and create a profile for you to be hired by filmmakers for films, TV productions, all kinds of things. So it's pretty great.
About a year ago, Dee and I signed up for Array. And then a few weeks ago, we got an email from Array saying that they were throwing this networking event with Netflix. Mm-hmm. And so
we signed up. We RSVP'd.
And so we went to that event. It was, first of all, the hors d'oeuvres.
Oh yeah.
Come on. It was not no regular. It was fancy. Mm-hmm. The food was good. It was on point. Like they had even like a mini chicken and waffles. Like
oh yeah, I had about 3 of them.
Yes, they were fire. And so we like we said earlier, we had a goal of meeting like 3 people. But because I was kind of nervous. I'm not someone that just like can go up and talk to people, so I was kind of nervous, and we were like, okay, we gotta meet like 3 people. We met like probably 30 people or more, and we made so many connections. I met several people that own production companies, and they do documentaries. And I told them I edit documentaries and nonfiction. And they're like, oh, we're looking for an editor. It was a wonderful event. I'm so happy we went.
It was great. And we went. And it was fabulous. And you can check out the video because it's our first video. That is what she means by going to events in your field. When you get invitations to things, go. Don't stay at home. I know I like to stay at home too. I like my bed. I like my house. This is my favorite place to be. This is Fumi's house. I'm ready to go home. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Number 8, virtual events.
Yes, which you touched on a little earlier.
So before I came to LA, I was in Austin, and the pandemic was going on. And
what year did you move to LA?
I moved to LA in 2020. And so before I even moved to LA, there were all these virtual events happening because people couldn't leave the house. Mm-hmm. And so I joined a bunch of editing events, virtual events. And I found these events on Twitter and on Facebook. And I made a bunch of connections. I met my mentor. I was on Clubhouse. I started hosting Clubhouse talks with
Clubhouse famous.
Yeah.
How many followers you got on Clubhouse, girl?
I have not opened up Clubhouse.
I haven't opened up Clubhouse in like a year.
Yeah, so I don't even know what's going on on Clubhouse right now, but when Clubhouse first came out, I was in love with it.
It was hot.
I loved it.
I still wasn't into it. I had one, but I never used it. I don't even know why I downloaded the app. This is not about that. Let's focus.
I loved Clubhouse, and so another editor that I still haven't met her in person. She lives in Atlanta, so we met online. She's an editor, and we started talking. So we said, let's host Clubhouse events. And we interviewed different editors, and it was a lot of fun. And so I met people through Clubhouse. And at that Netflix Array event, I met someone who told me that he knew me from the Clubhouse events I used to throw.
Famous.
So that's really cool. So
the 9th way to make a connection in any field is doing things for free. Now I know time is money and people don't got time to waste, but at least in the film industry, doing things for free is an excellent way on how to get hired to do things. Being a PA, I started off as a PA. Sometimes I still get jobs to be a PA, and I think about it from time to time. That's not the point. Doing things for free, being a volunteer PA or volunteering your time is one of the best ways to get exposure and to stay connected. If you are willing to volunteer your time to be a part of something and to help out and to even work hard or to just be a part of it, people will see that and they'll want to pay you for your time. Or people will be happy that you're there and you're willing to volunteer your time, because a lot of people don't feel like it's necessary to volunteer. They don't want to do things for free. They don't want to put in their time. They don't want to do the work. And so I think it's key to be different, to dare to be different, and to take time out of your day to help someone else's vision or to help someone else's quest, even outside of the filmmaking space, because you're making a difference for someone and they might want to hire you. They might want to bring you on, or they might be a recommender to someone else. So I will always recommend volunteering your time, doing things for free, simply for the exposure, the experience, and the chance to learn. Okay, and the 10th and last way to make connections in any field, talk to people. I have talked to people in the bathroom. You know how we do? Meeting those drunk friends in the bathroom who you never know if you'll see again. You wonder how they do. But also the non-drunk friends. When you're at an event or you're at a restaurant and you go to the bathroom, talk to people. When you go to a concert and you're in line, talk to people. When you're at a coffee shop, talk to people. I have met so many people just by talking to them. It is ridiculous, especially being in LA. You never know who you're standing beside. You never know who's behind you. You never know who people are. Everybody's connected. even working at the yoga studio. We have big names come in the yoga studio every day. Most of the time, I don't know who they are, but they're the big wigs. They're the people who make decisions. So talk to people, because you'll never know who people are. Also, talking to people helps you to build connections, to let people know who you are and what you want to do. And so it's important that you learn how to talk to people, whether that be from small talk to big talk, how to sell yourself, and how to just engage, just have conversation, just be able to talk about whatever.
That is great, and I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with that.
Me too.
I don't like small talk, and I get really nervous, so it's really hard for me to just like talk to someone. But I'm working on it. But I think that's great advice. It's just something that I struggle with, so it's a learning process, and I'm still working on it. We're all still figuring this out.
Yeah, I think I'm better at talking to people at random, like in line or something, than I am like at an event where you're supposed to be talking to people, like a networking event. I'm not as good. And you're better at an event than you are to like talking to somebody in line. I can be really random at times. So having random conversations, perfect. Purposeful conversations, it's a mess.
Yeah, random conversations make me nervous, but networking event, especially that Netflix Array event, that was like, it specifically said like a networking event. Like they made an announcement, it was like, go network with people, like talk to people. So it's like I already knew what we were there for. So I was a little bit nervous, but not as much. But when it's like a random person and I don't know what to talk about, then I get nervous, and so I just don't want to talk.
That was 10 ways to make connections in any field we feel. Now keep in mind, a lot of our examples were film-based. We are filmmakers, we are in LA, we are trying to be very Hollywood. So excuse us if our advice doesn't necessarily apply to you, but we hope that you can take something away. Thank you so much. Until the next one, like and subscribe. Okay, bye.